and you're listening to Blue Shirt Underground Show, the #1 Rangers podcast. Make sure you tune in and find out all the latest news. Let's go Rangers.
Blue Shirt Underground, motherfucker!
Can't be as a Ranger fan. Can't be as a Ranger fan.
This is an unlawful gathering. This is an unlawful gathering. The truth is out there. The truth is out there.
This is the underground. This is new media. This is the underground. This is new media.
Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar. Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar.
And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers. And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers.
This is New York Rangers hockey. 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 This is New York.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Blue Shirt Underground Show. Today is Thursday, February the 8th. My name is Jim, and as always, I am joined on the other side of the window by the one and only, often imitated, and I do mean often, never, ever duplicated, Edward G. Geik. Eddie, good evening, sir. How about those New York Rangers, baby?
How about you?
How about
Right back at you. How about you?
In the words of the immortal, late, great Toby Keith, how do you like me now?
I like now. Oh, I thought that was another song. Yes. The great late Toby Keith. To you Toby Keith fans, my condolences. I'm doing good, Jim. I think the biggest question is, how are you doing? You're on the other side of the glass as well.
Doing well. It is
Now,
Thursday.
Margaret already said, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Me and Millie are headed down to South Carolina tomorrow to visit Avery for the weekend.
Oh, nice.
Less than 24 hours from now, I'll be parked on my favorite bar stool in South Carolina. I have a favorite bar stool everywhere Millie and I go.
I was going to say, you like to imbibe the libations.
We do.
Alcoholic
I was
libations.
sitting on one of my favorite bar stools here in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Cool.
Millie said, I feel like a fireball shot. You want to do a shot of fireball? Sure. What the hell? Load them up.
Oh, yeah. I'm not opposed to shots.
Next thing you know, we're doing fireball. The guy across from us is doing fireball. The guy next to us is doing fireball. He's talking about everybody was from Jersey. This guy next to us is talking about clubs that he got laid in the parking lot on. What a night. Chip, what a night.
Well, it's going to be a great night in South Carolina. Looks like Millie is reporting that Donald Trump is going to be there.
Yeah, that is not why we're going, by the way.
Okay.
We're going to see Avery, not Donald Trump.
All right. Well, I hope you have a good time. I will have to say that Margaret started the show, winning is everything, or it's whining is everything, a lot with a lot of Ranger fans as well. You would never know. You would never know that this team is second best in the conference, just behind the Boston Bruins. Well, not just behind. They have 4 points behind with a game. Boston has a game in hand, but 6 points. What are they? 6 points in front of the Hurricanes. The Flyers now have 9 points. So I mean,
that's right. Even though we've beaten them a couple 2-3 times.
Yeah, but Mika stinks. It never ends. It's always a Ranger crisis in the Ranger fans.
Right. No crisis here tonight.
Yeah, I know. Well, anyway, Then there are the faithful of the Blue Shirt Underground who enter this critical thinking hangar every week. You guys are the exception. I don't see any whiners in here. I mean, we do have expectations of certain players. We voice those expectations. And, we discuss amongst ourselves.
This is the home of the pragmatic Ranger fan.
Right. There's no well, I can't say that. I was going to say
moderate hysterics.
Moderate hysterics.
Sometimes in the case of the hosts have been known to get moderately hysterical over things.
I certainly have joined that.
But that's passion. But we're also pragmatic. We're realistic.
Oh, yeah.
And we're truth tellers. Thank you. Thank you, Stryker.
It's not like, again, we mentioned this on the post game the other night for the Patreon members only. By the way, subscribe to Patreon. Yeah, you'll get me as an occasional guest on the post game.
He occasionally sits in with the band.
Yeah, and we jammed it out. I had a point to make and I've completely lost it. Something about truth challenge.
As you said the other night on the post game recap. Take it away.
Okay. Yeah, as I said, at the end of the game against the Avalanche, when Alexei Lafreniere, is it Lafreniere? I don't even know. Lafreniere, I think it is. Jason Lafreniere.
Yes, that's him.
He scored just a timely overtime goal. The Avalanche are no slouches. Well, I think they're very offensive minded. They'll probably win the Stanley Cup after this prediction, but I don't, unless they make some deals to shore them up defensively, I don't think they're built as a playoff team. But they got that big horse, Nathan McKinnon and Moose, Mikko Rantanen. So, and Alexander Georgiev. But we'll get to him in a second because we got into the post game. But anyway, after Lafreniere scored, and listen, full applause. I'm giving you a standing ovation. Thank you for sending me home to do a post game because I was so stoked after the game.
Let's take a look at that goal. You want to take a look at that goal real quick?
Take a look at him and I'll get to my point.
Let's take a look at that goal. Take it away, Alexei.
They got it to Lafreniere. Down to Zibanejad. Drops it off Lafreniere. Cuts in. Shoots.
Absolute beauty.
Beautiful goal. Set up by Mika Zibanejad. And just look how he cuts the middle. Why don't we see this more 5-on-5 with this guy? I guess there's not enough room. There would be a defenseman there.
Right.
So immediately during the 3 stars of the game, I think Jim was already exiting down to his lair to so he could host me on the post game.
I was headed for the FDR drive like Phil Rizzuto.
Right, you're right. And Micheletti says he's just brought his game to a next level. The next level. And I'm saying, yes, I'm ecstatic that he scored, Jumpin' Joe. But are you looking at the same statistics this guy has an incredible amount of chances. Look at his shots on goal. He's got like 150 shots on net. I mean, this guy's got to score more. Again, I'm happy, but I'm not happy.
Spencer Gold, who is one of the all-time greats, viewing party extraordinaire attendee, made one of the great comments last night in our game thread and said, if Alexei Lafreniere scored on half of his scoring chances, we would be calling him the greatest Rangers draft pick of all time. And that's so true.
It is true.
It's so true. How many times you see Alexei Lafreniere, he's got the puck, he's got an open net, he's got a perfect shot. Shot wide. Missed the net. Oh, what a save by whoever.
whoever.
Elvis Merkelins or
Mertzlikens. Yeah,
Oh, what a save by Chris Terreri. Oh, Bob Silvey coming out of nowhere on that one, Joe.
I know. It's amazing. This guy only has 13 goals. I don't know, man. I don't know.
But look, I can't take that line to task because it's the only line that's getting anything done most nights.
Yeah, I know.
I
mean, we got some grievances. Let's face it. I don't want to sound like whiners. We hop on Lafreniere. It's more about Joe Micheletti. When we talked about the truth telling, the guy's got 13 goals. How many does VC have now?
I don't. Last night, hang on. 11. Yes, the empty netter gave him 11 on the year. Look, I don't know if I don't know how many of you read Phil Mushnick in the New York Post. For me, he is a must read.
Wait, that guy is still around?
Phil Mushnick has been around 97 years. Alexander Hamilton founded the New York Post in like 1803 and then immediately hired Phil Mushnick. I love his column because he calls out the hypocrisy. He calls out the media. I know a lot of people don't like him. I don't give a fuck. But Phil Mushnick is one of the phrases he uses often about announcing in the media, and not just hockey. He talks about it in football. He talks about the announcers believe what I tell you, not what you see. And Joe Micheletti is at the top of that list. Believe what I tell you, not what you see. We know better. This group knows better. The 278 people watching live on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, you know better. The millions that will listen to this podcast program tomorrow around the world and on Mars and on the International Space Station, you know better. You know better. You watch the games. You see what Eddie and I see. You see it. You know it. You know you don't fall for this snake oil salesman in a cheap suit. Yeah. Believe what I tell you, not what you see. You guys know better. Mushnick is a crusty old bastard, but I love him. I love his column. It's a must read for me. I don't agree with everything he says, but I agree with a lot of what he says.
You get the paper still?
Nah, I read the New York Post. God, I can't tell you the last time I bought a newspaper. Couldn't tell you.
I'm still compelled when I go to the store or the convenience store to turn over the back page and see what's on the back page, though. That's like a habit. It's never going to die with me.
I miss it sometimes on Sunday mornings. Like if we do breakfast here, we do like a bagel breakfast. And I miss that act of sitting with a newspaper.
Yeah, that
you got your bagels in front of you and your coffee or whatever you drink, and the newspaper's in front of you. You just and you just slowly go through the sport. What's up with the Giants? What's up with the Mets? What is whoever? What's Lupica? Back when I read Mike Lupica before he turned into a moron. What's Mike Lupica got to say this week? It was an event. It was you gathered around the
whole Sunday
breakfast table. Everybody got their section of the paper. Mom got Parade magazine. The kids got the funnies. Dad got the sports, and everybody read the paper.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. So I have a concern about.
Anyway,
I have a concern about the viewing party. Before we get into the Rangers stuff,
are we canceling?
We're not canceling now.
Oh, all right. Because
I'll tell you how much I love this viewing party.
I have a little unboxing to do when we got around to the viewing party. So I'm glad you got right to it.
Well, good. Well, I'm going to be doing double duty that night because in a maniacal move, I was asked to do an Idiot Box show that night.
Oh.
So, but we don't go on until 10 o'clock, so I should be back home. So hopefully I can freaking.
So as soon as the game is over, those of you at the viewing party, you will watch Eddie make a beeline for the door. Chris will be driving them back to Lake Ronkonkoma, where Eddie will nap the entire trip.
Yeah. We've already planned that out. Okay, so here's my concern. Not that. The day after my birthday, having a heart attack on stage after doing a fucking marathon.
What a way to go.
What a
viewing
way to
party,
go.
Idiot box, flatline.
59. I hardly knew you.
He had a good run.
Had a good run. Okay, here's my concern. I have several friends coming, Ranger fans, diehard Ranger fans. Because of technical reasons, because my friend Jeff is not internet savvy, he has never seen this show. So he does not know what our viewers and our listeners on the podcasts.
Oh.
I soften. I go, listen, this is going to be an R to X-rated gag.
I have to be, anybody that tells me they're coming to their first viewing party, I almost envy them because it's such an experience. The first time, it's like going to Disney World. It's like going to Disney World, but everybody's backwards, as they used to say.
But here's my concern. Not that it's going to be too raunchy or that or anything like that. I feel like since you haven't been exposed, and whether you're watching our show, Rock and Sean's show, or the Blue Truth show, we're very critical of all the players. I mean, I don't think there's any player that on this team that hasn't been under the radar.
Right.
You know,
there is a lot of heckling, but it's out of love.
Yeah, but I'm a little worried that they might be like, why the hell are they?
Are they sure they're Ranger fans?
Why the hell is Costa yelling at Jacob Trouba? He's our beloved captain. Or Shesterkin. Why are people calling him Shestinkin? Like,
why do they hate Sam?
Yeah, why do they hate our announcers? But they got to get the baptism by fire. That's how it has to happen.
Right. You know, we're gonna prick your finger. We're gonna rub your hands together over the fire. You're gonna say a prayer. Once you're in this family, there's no getting out.
No, my friend is not a Ranger simp, Costa. I'm just saying, like, his only source for Ranger information is Sam.
Oh, that's sad.
And Joe and me.
That's incredibly sad.
When I see him at a Christmas party, I then all our views, I kind of catch him up. He laughs. He's a good egg, this guy. Now, his wife might be, let loose a couple oh my gods, but hey, listen, if you got to come to the show, you got to come to the viewing party, you got to pay the price. You got to you're either in or you're out.
Right.
And I think these people will be in once they get used to how everybody is going to get crucified on the Rangers if they make a mistake.
It's just fun. It's all look, at the end of the day, we are all there because we want to see our team win. And no matter what gets said, we could say it, but don't you dare fucking say it if you're not one of us. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like what we say, it's all right if we say it, but God forbid some Islander fan says what we say. Then we band together.
We defend our own.
Right. We take care of our own. Now, on the subject of the viewing party, for those of you that haven't heard, because we haven't announced, we did announce we are giving away an authentic jersey. However, there has been a slight change in the program. We are going to give away, and it has already, it's ready to go, an Adam Fox Stadium Series authentic jersey.
Whoa!
Danielle Stewart was nice enough to pick that up for us the other night. We will be raffling off an Adam Fox Stadium Series jersey. We were one of the first ones to get them. Somebody's going home with one. These things are already selling like hotcakes from what I've seen from the pictures.
A lot of fish nagels.
Hey, Victor Cruz has one. You want to be like Victor Cruz? Hey, Victor Cruz.
I don't want to hear that name.
He had one before anybody could buy one.
I know. He's at the game modeling it off.
And look what just showed up. Eddie, I didn't even tell you about it. I found these the other day. Look at this. We're going to give a couple of these away. Hold on. I'm going to have to stand up. I'm going to have to pull an Eddie here and stand up. Look at this thing.
Oh.
Look at this.
Oh, that's nice. That's pretty good. How do I is there room for me to put 2024 in there?
Oh, there's always room for another. We could just write it on with a Sharpie if we got it. Look at that, huh? I got two of these.
Oh,
two of these to give away. We got a couple
what's
other
the thickness on those things?
It's like it's a flag. It's not
Okay,
like
okay.
It's not like those felt. It's a flag, which wasn't what I was expecting it to be, but that's okay. I'm happy with it.
Oh
Somebody's
no, okay, I see it. Okay,
a couple of
You know
people
what?
are gonna go home with these, and it's pretty nice. So
All right.
yeah, we got a couple of these to give away. I got a Rangers trivia book we're gonna give away. We got the jersey.
That jersey, I can't wait to take a look at it in person.
See it live, right?
People are saying that live it looks really, really good. That whole subway model thing did not do it for me. I could tell you that much.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
very
that's-
unconventional.
Maybe that's part of the problem. What's up, Brett? Brett Anderson, also traveling a long distance to come to this viewing party. Dr. B is coming all the way from the Philippines and has rescheduled a surgery so that it doesn't take place to interfere with the viewing party.
That is a man.
How many people we have in this chat room that used to watch or still watch? Maybe did you used to watch WWF wrestling? WWF. I'm talking back in the day when you do a garden card. Gorilla Monsoon would come on and say, "It's a happening." Well, these viewing parties, it's a happening.
A lot of people are reporting that it looks better in real life than the fake live photos.
I have seen a few social media pictures of some people I know that were able to purchase one at the Garden, modeling their jersey, and they do look better on a real Ranger fan as opposed to some model that they're just trying to cater to a certain demographic. And I'll leave it at that.
I think the colors probably pop a lot more too.
I do like the white. And you know, after I started to give some real thought to this jersey instead of my initial, oh God, this is terrible. The big letters, I get that, you know, they're going to be in MetLife Stadium wearing these. So it's going to be long, far away camera angles. You want to be able to see the NYR on the jersey, which is probably some of the thinking that went into that. Just like the way the last Winter Classic jersey had the big Rangers down the front, so you could see it on TV. I get it. By the way, NHL, nice job with the Blackhawks and Blues in the next Winter Classic. God, I just can't get enough Blackhawks hockey outdoors. Why don't they just move that fucking team to Soldier Field and be done with it?
Well, which Soldier Field they're getting rid of? Like
they're playing at Wrigley next year. But, I mean, haven't we seen enough of the Blackhawks on the Winter Classic? And they are terrible.
I know.
I mean, again, the Blackhawks. Thank you.
Maybe they want to showcase the Connor Bedard. I don't know.
If he's not hurt.
I think he's back.
Good for him. I guess we'll see him tomorrow night.
I see Rock is here. Rock, are you back from the hospital? Rock was not. He had some back issues, back surgery.
Rock has been placed on long-term injured reserve.
Him and Filipino they're sharing a room.
We've saved Rock's cap space, and Sean Stein is trying to sign a replacement to take his spot on the roster.
Listen, I hope you feel better, man. I felt that back issues are the worst, and just you describing it, I got fucking pain.
I heard Comiskey Park is going the way of the dodo. The White Sox might be getting a new stadium. I read that not too long ago.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard.
It ain't that bad. I've seen worse. Really, that Veterans Stadium where the Phillies played way back when.
Oh, that was a horrible place.
Oh, it was a sewer.
Horrible.
It's
horrible place.
He's still.
He's still in the hospital,
and he joined us.
He's watching the show. I love it.
Well,
he's getting his sponge bath. He's getting his temperature taken, you know, the old-fashioned way, and he's watching us. Nice.
Bath. What are you, Costanza? All right. I find my son treating his body like an amusement park. Okay. So, where were we? We're talking about the Rangers. Oh, yeah, that's right. So the viewing party, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a happening, like Jim and Gorilla Monsoon said. It's going to be a super, super duper Braden Looper happening. Rangers are playing the Flyers.
Afternoon game, 3:00. Get yourself into the city early. We'll have fun. We'll mix it up. Going to be a lot of people there we haven't seen in a while. Going to be some people there we've never met.
A lot of people flying in.
Right.
There's also a side over-under bet. Who will lose their cool first, Costa or John Tortorella?
That's a prop bet.
It's a prop bet. Prop bet. Okay, let's get back to the Rangers. After the break, we're facing two. Let's put it, these are top echelon teams. These are teams that are supposed to be battlers in the playoffs.
Right.
They played the Avalanche. How annoying. We talked about this a little on the post game. It was Alexander Georgiev become. He annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah, like I said the other night, it was partly that little celebration he did when he beat the Rangers, and the way he went out, and he always seemed to be a bit of a malcontent.
Right.
He's just now one of those guys that I typically, once you're not a Ranger, I honestly usually don't give you much thought. We might talk about him once in a while, joke about him. But I'm not one of these people that, I'll always root for this guy. No, I'm not one of those. Once you're out, I don't care about you for the most part. But Alexander Georgiev is one of those guys that now I
played pretty well against us too. I didn't think we were gonna, break the great wall of Georgiev there for a bit. And Joe, the great Nathan McKinnon. Listen. They were promoting Nathan. Listen, he deserves promotion. That guy is fantastic. Is that Georgiev?
Not for nothing. What's with the hair, dude?
Oh, you don't like the hair? Come on, listen. He looks like Chris Johnner.
Oh, Chris Johnner's way better looking than he is.
Oh, yes, definitely. He's a hot commodity, Chris.
Cut your hair, Cher.
Look at his save percentage. This is like Igorville.
899.
He's got 27 wins and he's in an 899 save.
Wow. Well, that tells you something about the rest of the team. I mean, they score the way they could score.
Their defensemen are offensive threats. I think the first two lines are really good.
It's enough with the hair, Caitlin.
Georgie girl. Hey, that's
Georgie girl.
Very good. Very good.
Patty Duke.
Get a haircut, yeah.
By the way, Patty Duke will be at the video. Can't wait. Patty Duke is one of those people that's just a lot of fun to hang out with.
Yeah, I wonder if
and not just because she gave me this. Patty Duke's just fun.
Yeah, she hangs out and observes.
Right.
Which is good. You need a couple of those people. So, Georgie girl, what else we said? Did he? She said, "Dude, the head." Did he just find God or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we didn't mention it, but right before the All-Star break, the Rangers did blow out the Ottawa Senators with a 5-goal second period, beating them 7-2 up there in Ottawa.
Yeah.
But that was a game. I said this to Eddie the other night. The Colorado game was a feel-good win. The Ottawa game was more of an exhale. It was like, oh, thank God we didn't fucking lose to Ottawa. But the Colorado win and the win last night, those were feel-good wins. Last night was as anxiety-ridden a regular season game as I'll ever get. I mean, I was sweating that one out.
Oh, you were?
Oh, yeah. When VZ scored his second goal last night, the empty netter, the Dubinsky special, I was so excited. I was so happy for them.
I don't know. We've got to talk about. Well, let me just go back to the Ottawa game. That Ottawa game was Olsko. What am I, Popeye? Olsko.
Oh.
Was also.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
Was embarrassing saying Olsko. Was it?
Oh. Rangers fell behind 2-0 in that Ottawa game too.
Well, wasn't that the Connor Mackey?
That was the
game,
Connor
right?
Mackey coming out party.
My God, I never seen such.
As Connor Mackey goes, so go the Rangers.
I never seen. Oh, he should play instead of this guy. He should play instead. The guy played one game. He's a career He's played on any other. He's played on 3 NHL teams.
The fans got a little crazy about it, but it was one of those folklore games. He has now entered the lexicon of like Mackenzie Skapsky.
Yes.
Where we may never see Connor Mackey again, but 10 years from now, the diehard Ranger fan, if you say to them, "Do you remember the Connor Mackey game?" And they'll go, "Oh yeah, he fought Kachuk, turned around that whole game. Rangers beat Ottawa. It was great, and then we never saw him again."
Right. Well, it's true. It's true. Yeah. I mean, this guy is. I mean, it was great. I won't say it again, but he accorded himself so good in that fight. I mean, he stood up to Brady Kachuk. I mean, did he win the fight? No, but he did what he was supposed to do.
Lost in the decision, I would say. Rocky Apollo Creed first fight. That type of thing.
Right. I mean,
rest in peace, Apollo Creed.
Yes, Carl Weathers. So I definitely. Oh, sorry. So I definitely, but I think people got too crazy in the head of themselves with the whole Connor Mackey fever that was sweeping the nation.
Well, you know how fans get. Linsanity.
Yeah.
Linsanity.
Like 8 minutes of hockey. This guy won everybody over.
Seven different goal scorers in that game, including Zach Jones.
Everybody got one on that one.
Including Johnny Broadway Brodzinski, who also scored last night.
Yeah, I liked what I saw last night.
Kako had a goal against.
And it was bad then.
Well, he got the meaningless. He got the Rick Nash in that game. The Rick Nash special.
But, I was just like, I'm just glad because if they would have lost to Ottawa, oh, man, we would have been really down in the doldrums.
They lose to Ottawa, they probably don't beat Colorado or Tampa, right? They probably come out of the All-Star break just listless, dying. I mean, we're playing funeral music. We got Willie Nelson warming up behind me.
Already. We're not even done with this season yet. So I guess going into the Colorado game, coming out of the All-Star break, Laviolette is all about, Shesty has played in the All-Star game, so we're going to start Jonathan Quick. Now, I have to say, I've been on a roller coaster with Jonathan Quick, me personally. As it's well documented on this show, I don't think anybody, and I mean anybody, in this chat room, in this world, thought that Jonathan Quick was going to be anything but mediocre as a New York Ranger. He was a game filler to give Shesterkin a rest. That was it.
A placeholder, as they say.
A placeholder. Very good. So I was a little shocked. I mean, Colorado, I always want to put my best feet forward against the top team, but Laviolette decides to play Quick, and I think Quick stopped 30 shots or something. He was really good.
Quick also had a very good career record against Colorado, if I remember correctly. I'm actually looking it up now. He was 21-8 lifetime against Colorado with a 9.16.226. Now, I don't know how much that went into the decision or just getting Igor's head screwed on straight, but they did mention on the broadcast that Quick had a very good record against Colorado.
Oh wow! I'm the Sergachev. I knew he broke something. He was crying. We'll get into that, but he was crying in pain. So the coach spoke about this, and I'm sure we'll cover it more, but the coach said this was all by design, that the grand design, Mo, if you ever watched Wise Guys, which I can't get anybody to watch that movie. It's fucking funny, but once I start telling people who's in it, they don't want to watch it. I go, Lou Albano. I don't want to watch that. All right, anyway, so apparently he starts against Colorado. He plays really well. I thought he covers that bottom of the net. Like, I don't think there's anything ever going to go in on the bottom. He's just all over it. And he also, I believe, didn't he assist on a goal in that game?
He assisted on the third on the game winner.
The game winner, right?
He assisted on Lafreniere's goal.
Right.
He threw the puck out to Zibanejad.
And he even mentioned, I heard him on the premiere show the other night, that he was like, "Oh shit!" Basically, he was taking a risk and he knew it, and it led to a goal and the Rangers win. He's played very well, to say the least. And that's all you need. You just got to play well and be there when they get those big time chances. And, you know, the Rangers, again, I keep saying this and I beat into the ground. They don't give up a lot of shots on net. No matter how bad you think every defenseman is on this team, as a team, they do not give up a lot of shots on net. So to have a goalie there backstopping and stopping what he should, this guy's been incredible fine, because I was up on him, I was down on him, then I was up on him, then I was like, this guy's, we've run its course with him. And then he's proven me wrong again. So
31 shots on goal against Ottawa, 33 against the Avalanche, and the Lightning only had 18 shots on goal last night. 18.
I know.
Which was, to me, that game last night was very well played at both ends of the ice. I mean, there was up and down hockey, but not a lot of shots on goal. At one point, I think the two teams had combined for like 12 shots on goal, and that was midway through the second period.
That was, both teams did not give each other a lot of room out there. And, Tampa's been good for, 6 or 7 years now. And, I think even Laviolette said that this team knows how to play, no matter who they got in the lineup.
Well coached.
Well coached, yeah.
Love them or hate them, they are well coached.
Yep.
I'm going to give you want to hear an insane Jonathan Quick statistic?
Sure.
All right, let me look at let me just make sure let me just double check that.
Ron Kaminsky just came in with one.
I have double checked this stat. 7-0-1 in the last 8 games against Tampa. That is impressive.
Wow.
Jonathan Quick, in his career, only has a losing record against one team. And it's very oddly lopsided losing record.
The New York Islanders.
And it's also it is the only team in the league that he has a lifetime save percentage under 900 against. And it is the only team in the NHL that he has a lifetime goals against over 275. And that is the Nashville Predators. He is 6-14-3 against the Nashville Predators with an 894 save percentage and a 282 goals against. That's really strange. I mean, if you look at you look at the fact that he's 21-8 against the Colorado Avalanche. He's 19-8 against the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's 17-11 against the Wild. He's 20-15 against the Sharks. And I know the Sharks haven't been very good. And I have to correct myself. There is one other team. I just found it. The list is split. The St. Louis Blues are the only other team he has a losing record against. But his numbers against the Blues are good, aside from his win-loss record. So it's strange. Still, only 2 teams out of 31 other teams that he has a losing record against.
Wow.
He's 14-16 against the Blues. But The Nashville Predators, he's 6-14. That's so weird. And with the high goals against and low save percentage, it's not like Nashville's ever, it's not like they've always been loaded with a lot of scorers. You know what I mean?
They've been muckers and
they've always been a Laviolette team, a team that preaches defense first and, not big scoring. They've had some guys, but weird,
wild stuff.
Against the Rangers, he is 7-6-1 lifetime with a .907 save percentage. God willing, he will never face the Rangers again.
I don't think so. And
he might go into the Hall of Fame, a Ranger at this point.
And you know what's a real plus with this guy? And I've heard it from several players I see being interviewed after the game, before the game. He's becoming a leader.
Yeah.
I think it was Barclay Goodrow. Please do not chat all over Barclay Goodrow that I mentioned his name. Again, we can do this, but nobody else can. Barclay Goodrow is a saint if an Islander fan comes up to you. And
John Cooper had high praise for him, that's for sure. They mentioned it during the broadcast last night. John Cooper had very high praise. He said the score sheet does not matter when it comes to a guy like Barclay Goodrow.
Well,
he's like, he is the guy. He's like, if I need to put a guy on the ice to protect the lead in the last minute of a game, it's going to be Barclay Goodrow. And where was Barclay Goodrow during the last minute of that game with the Rangers protecting the lead? He was on the ice. He was on the ice. I know a lot of people are frustrated with him, and I get it. I sympathize. I empathize, sympathize, homogenize, dramatize, all of it. But
do you recognize?
I recognize,
He
Mark,
said,
I don't disagree with you. The man does collect a high salary, a high portion of the salary.
3.6? What is this? The 2010? I mean, come on. You're gonna squabble over that. Get out of here.
I understand where the frustration is. He's an intangibles guy, though.
Not your money. Shut up. Who cares?
It's not your money.
When you want to get more, and then we'd have to have him. No, it's fine.
I thought by the way, I know we're jumping all over the place, but we always do. The TNT broadcast is miles better than an ESPN broadcast. You cannot even compare the two. ESPN to me is like the Outdoor Life Network. It's back to versus. I think TNT does a great job. I think their studio is is decent as studio.
Yeah, I don't like Bissonnette.
I'm not a Bissonnette fan, but Chelios, Anson Carter, and the host, I believe, is Liam McHugh. Is that his name? Right?
Yeah.
And Edzo, I know not everybody's crazy about Edzo.
He's all right. When the Rangers are winning, he's all right.
Still one of the best in the business. And he was right. I'll tell you what, he was spot on. He said in the first period, he said, Tampa hasn't played in 11 days or however many days it was. And he said they've come out with a lot of jump. That's to be expected. And he did say, but they are going to hit the wall at some point in this game. You know it's going to happen. And he was right the second period. He was absolutely 100% right.
And they got Henrik in on that broadcast, too.
Henrik was great as well because
was that his daughters there that were sitting with him?
He had his daughters with him. Henrik was great when he was talking about. They asked him what was going on with Igor, and I thought he was pretty candid, and it was interesting what he was saying. He said that he felt like years past, you haven't seen a lot of shots go through Igor's body, and he said it feels like
what I guess. When he said that, I said, okay, I know physically they're not going through his body. Does he mean like under his arms?
Right. I think he's talking about shots off the shoulder, shots off the glove, off the blocker, off the arm,
every shot,
the leg. I that's how I took it.
Right. I think he meant every shot.
And I was listening to Hank talk, and I thought, he would. I can't imagine he would ever want to do it because I just don't think the guy wants to work every night, and I can't blame him. Neither do I. But he would be great if they ever wanted to replace Micheletti with Hank. I think he would be a fantastic color guy. Even if he did it half the time, let him do it half the time, let Malone do it the rest of the time.
I could see that. I don't think Henrik wants that as a full-time gig.
I don't think he wants to work full-time. The man's made billions. I mean, he doesn't want to work full-time.
Yeah.
And I also thought on the TNT broadcast last night, I think Kenny Albert, who is, for my money, the best in the business, when it comes to hockey and football. He's terrific as well. He asked Brian Boucher, who is the between the benches guy for TNT, because they talked about Igor working with Benoit Allaire, while he's on this break, hiatus, whatever you want to call it, about the type of things they're doing. And Brian Boucher kind of broke down what a goaltender does with his goaltending coach, said they'll go back and look at tape of when Igor's playing well, and then they'll look at tape when he's not playing well, and they'll compare the two and try and figure out how to fix where he's not going. I just thought it was interesting insight that you're not getting on an MSG broadcast and you're not getting on an ESPN broadcast. You're not getting that from John Giannone. I don't care how much you like him. You're not getting that from Sam.
Why would you like him? I don't know what he does.
People love him. There are a lot of people that love Giannone. Either they love Giannone or they're just kissing his ass because they think he's going to give them something.
Do people just like him because he's like a familiar face? Like,
I don't know.
Every time I tune into the Rangers, there he is.
I don't know.
He's a nice guy.
But I think that TNT broadcast is really, really good.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm not a Rangers on national TV guy, but I do like when they're on TNT. I enjoy the broadcast. I really do. And Kenny Albert, there's nobody better. There's nobody better. The guy is a human dial tone.
John Dial Tone.
Max Landerman, by the way, met the great John Brancy last night.
Yeah, I heard this.
I'm so jealous. I don't often get jealous. That's a guy I'd want to meet. John Brancy just seems like a cool guy. Plus, I'd want to hear him sing, something, Baba Shampoo, or something like that.
Yeah,
or sing our theme
I like
song.
Rupert too.
Blue Shirt Underground, motherfuckers. That'd be great.
Yeah. Wow. I wonder if he could do a cameo or something for that. We'll get the recording. Brancy. Yeah, you're definitely right with the broadcasts. I always want a broadcast that treats me like I know about hockey. Like I'm watching the game because I'm a hockey fan. I feel like with the MSG broadcast, it's like they treat us like it's our first time ever watching a game.
If I could nitpick one thing about the broadcast last night, and this really isn't even their fault, because I understand that with the other guys, and by the other guys I mean Eddie Olczyk and Brian Boucher, they don't watch every Ranger game, so they don't see everything that goes on. They were just gushing over Johnny Brodzinski last night. Oh, the Rangers might have their answer as their third line center, and I'm like, dude, don't get thrown by this one goal this guy scored tonight. Yeah. Watch the other 40 games this guy's played.
Right. He could be the depth that they're looking for.
Right. I'm like, let's not get panicky, in the words of the great Ralph Cramden. Giannone is a really nice person. I have met him, and yes, he's very nice.
Nice doesn't do it.
My Uncle Bob was nice. I don't want him between the benches at Ranger games either.
I mean, the dial tone, that's
perfect.
it. That's
the perfect analogy. He's a human dial tone.
I mean, he's got no opinions. He doesn't give me any information.
How many people
that one time
don't know what a dial tone is, by the way?
Oh, yeah, that's true. I feel like the national broadcast, maybe people from Canada are tuning in or something. I don't know. And they talk about the sport a little bit more inside. I don't know.
Well, Ron, speaking of Keandre Miller, the other night during the Avalanche game, they showed Keandre Miller, and Joe Micheletti says, "Oh, he's getting better every night, Sam." And I'm like, "What?" And that's what I'm talking about. Believe what I tell you, not what I see. We watched the games.
Right.
He said this after Nathan McKinnon went by Keandre Miller like Keandre Miller was a scarecrow in a field. I mean,
wait a minute.
Miller just whiffed at him. Ole. Nathan McKinnon just kept going right on going and scored a goal.
Yeah.
Don't tell me he's getting. I know what I'm looking at.
I know.
Max knows what we're looking at.
I'm his biggest fan, and I can admit that he's played bad this year. Here's a guy who's supposed to really be in the critical thinking hangar, and he's extolling the wonderful play of the guy who's been stinking the joint up.
Tony McKegney got a nice mention on the broadcast the other night, by the way.
Oh, he did?
He did, yeah.
The Cutter.
As part of Black History Month, they listed all the the black players that have played for the Rangers, and Tony McKegney was one of the first.
Did Roman Endor get a?
Roman Endor was mentioned.
Wow.
The great Roman Endor.
How about
a couple of guys in there that I forgot about? There were a couple of guys that I forgot that I forgot were black. Sandy McCarthy.
Yeah, he's like half Indian, half
I
mean Native American.
Nigel Dawes, Anson Carter.
Dawes.
There was another one that kind of threw me.
Emerson Edom.
Emerson, yeah, I thought it was funny that he got mentioned.
I didn't know that. I just said
he did get mentioned, but
he played like 4 games.
Right, 9. It was like 9. I think
he had more Instagram posts than games played with the Rangers.
Oh, Jason Doig.
Doig.
Did I say his name right?
No, you said it right.
Okay.
I just thought it's just a Doig. Doig. Wow. Well, yeah, that's good. They did that. That's pretty nice. You know.
Jason Doig, 10 games as a New York Ranger.
Wow, Costa called him Double E? Wow, Costa. Matt, that is some memory, man. Holy cow.
I don't remember that.
Wow. You could be a Costa historian. I don't know what that
Anthony Duclair was also mentioned. I mean, I think they mentioned all. I don't think they forgot anybody. There was nobody I could think of that they forgot. But yeah, it was cool. I was just surprised. I mean, Tony McKegney doesn't get mentioned very often. I mean, he only played for the Rangers 1 year, but
yes. Carl Hagelin got traded to Anaheim
for Emerson
Edom.
Yes. McKegney played 64 games for the Rangers in the 86-87 season. 29 goals.
I liked him. I liked him. He was good.
Do you remember the night? Do you remember the night he took us against the Caps where he took the slap shot and blew Bob Mason's mask off his face? I still remember that. I wonder if that's
then Hagelin stunk the joint up with Anaheim and then went to the Penguins and won 2 Stanley Cups. It's so funny that before we move on, like we've been doing this show so long. Like Carl Hagelin's retired. We used to talk about these guys like Brandon Dubinsky, retired. A lot of these guys we used to cover and do bits about, they're retired. They're gone. They're out of hockey. Pretty soon their sons will be playing. So this Tampa game, what did you think when Tampa he decides to start quick in this game? What was your first reaction?
Just that he's gone with the hot hand.
Well, he claims this was planned.
Igor told the press he knew he wasn't starting.
Right. He said this was planned coming out of the All-Star break. They wanted to get him that quick, knew he was going to play 2 games in a row. Now they're playing Chicago, so they're going to give now they're going to give him the Chicago start, which is good. If they can't beat Chicago, what's this going on here? Oh, you're going to show the Bob Mason thing?
Yeah.
A 60-foot blast by Tony McKegney knocks the helmet mask right off the head of Caps goalie Bob Mason.
Whoa!
Is that Duguay?
Goes from Rich Sutter's stick.
I think it was 14, yeah.
Dead on the...
No, Duguay. Was that Duguay when he came back and was wearing 44?
Oh, 44, yeah. Yeah, there he is.
From Rich Sutter's
Sorry, Margaret. I thought we'd see a Pat Hickey, but Pat Hickey was before this.
Goalie Bob Froese is just ahead of Petri Skriko's reach.
Petri
Harold
Skriko.
Ballard brought a tiger on the ice to promote his football team at
Harold
Hamilton.
Ballard. Look.
The Ticats won the Grey Cup, but that night against the Minnesota North Stars, Chris Kotsopoulos put a pass right on the stick of Minnesota.
I didn't even know that was on here.
The first shot on goal by a goalie in 3 seasons.
Oh, let's get another look at that one.
That night against the Minnesota North Stars, Chris Kotsopoulos.
Big boy.
Graham of Minnesota, the North Stars won.
I hate Ovechkin. You should play that Ovechkin rant.
Minnesota North Stars. Chris Kotsopoulos put a pass right in the stick of Dirk Graham of Minnesota. The North Stars won. The first shot on goal by a goalie in 3 seasons came from Philadelphia's Ron Hextall on Hartford's Steve Weeks.
They went in.
Hold on.
Chris Kotsopoulos, the Minnesota North Stars. Chris Kotsopoulos put a pass right on the stick of Dirk Graham of Minnesota.
What the fuck was that?
Stars won. The first shot on goal by a goalie.
Jerk off, blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Hey, big boy, what are you drinking tonight, big boy? I got my Jim Beam. Well, Klotz, I'm drinking my good old beer here, my frosty mug.
It's funny. Yeah, all I did was go to YouTube and search Tony McKegney, Bob Mason, and that video came up, and it just said strange plays, and I just kind of fast forwarded it through it to see if the McKegney play was in there, and I showed the McKegney play, and Chris Kotsopoulos just happened to be right after it.
I'm gonna have to join that Facebook group and post that.
Pat Hickey left is in the Barry Beck trade.
Yeah, the Rockies. All right. Now
Pat Hickey.
Dean Turner, Lucien Deblois, Hardy Astrom. Was it Hardy Astrom?
Was it Hardy Astrom? Did he go in that trade? I know he played for Colorado, but
I don't know if that came the other way.
Let's look it up. Let's go to the videotape.
Let's go to the videotape.
Traded by Colorado to the New York Rangers for a player to be named later. Future considerations, which was Bobby Crawford, Lucien Deblois, Pat Hickey, Mike McEwen, and Dean Turner.
But Mike McEwen, not what about the defensive players?
Yep.
Mike McEwen was a good player. He was a good offensive defenseman. He had a long career.
And also another player that made his return under the Espo years, as did Lucien Deblois.
Listen, he took care of his friends.
Espo brought back all his buddies.
All right,
Joe Tart.
Yes, your favorite.
Oh, Jim. So Tart couldn't stop a ball with a boat anchor. Whatever it was. Couldn't stop
Beach
a
ball with a boat anchor.
That's what it was.
Okay, let's get to the gripes, the grievances.
We got gripes?
Oh, Mika Zibanejad, they want to hang this guy. What do you think, Jim? Give it to me.
Well, look, I mean, I don't think the guy forgot how to score. I just think he's struggling. He's as they like to say, he's going through it right now. My concern with Mika Zibanejad is that he'll score 6 goals against the Blackhawks tomorrow night, and everybody will think he's fixed.
No, I think with our crowd and the critical thinking crowd, he's going to have to put it together. And for some reason, I don't think this guy's lost it. He just really hasn't hit a stride where it's like, I don't foresee this being I know we're getting a little late in the game here. The clock is ticking, but I can't see this persisting.
It gets late early, as Yogi used
to say. I mean, Kreider, another guy who is just streaky. He's streaky. You gotta live through the good time.
The best Zibanejad has looked the last 2 games is when they've stuck Panarin on a line with him. But we can't expect Artemi Panarin to fix everybody on this team. Artemi Panarin's got his own thing to do. I can't have this guy running around being Oprah to everybody, fixing everybody's problems. He's not Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil.
I mean, heal thyself. Break up the lovebirds just for a game at this point. Put a game.
What? Put Panarin on that with them?
No, I just break them up. Break them up. Make the second line the first line. Move Zibanejad around. Just date other people.
You gonna date other people?
Date other people. Let's have an open marriage on that first line. An open
polyamory.
Yes.
All right.
Anything. Just just shake them up a little bit. Maybe you get both of them going.
I mean,
they're going no play. It's going to be a short April, kids. If these two don't get going, a real short April.
Well, we do, you know, we do depend on them for scoring. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Well, there are rumors that the Frankie the Rifle Vetrano may get your wish. He could join the Lovebirds.
Well, okay.
Also, Tarasenko, I believe, again. We're going back to the can we go back to the good old days again? How about the songs Glenn Miller played? Songs that hit the hit parade. Old LaSalle ran great. Those were the days.
We'll go dancing in the dark, walking through the park and reminiscing.
LRB, right?
Look, yes. Well, I mean, it was probably a mistake to let Vetrano walk in the first place. I mean, they found somebody that worked well with that line. Everybody's lamenting the loss of Hall of Famer Pavel Buchnevich, and then they find somebody else that works with that line. They let him go too.
So cap hung, just so hamstrung from the cap. I don't know.
Now we just saved cha-ching on Cheadle, right?
Don Cheadle, yeah.
Don Cheadle, right? Saving a few
we
bucks.
saved a little cashola.
You know, I don't know. I don't know. My problem is I don't know if one player solves their problems. And I don't want to harp on problems when for a team that's won 3 in a row, for a team that's in first place.
Right. But
we all know this is a flawed roster.
Right.
It's flawed.
We see the flaws.
Right.
I mean, I think a lot of credit goes to Laviolette because he's got them playing buttoned up defense. The problem is they haven't scored a lot of goals in the last 4 or 5 games. I mean, they scored against Ottawa, but I like to see that they need, because they don't have really any depth scoring. The third and fourth lines are not chipping in that much. What's going on with Kakko? Why can't Kakko play the first line right wing?
I don't know.
Is he that much of a downgrade from Blake Wheeler? Are we that down on him that he is, in the coach's eyes, he cannot play first line right wing?
I don't know.
He must have. He benched Kakko a while back. Maybe. What is his problem, Kakko?
Kakko was, I mean, that line, him and Cooley and Broadway Brodzinski, they were good last night. But I don't know if that's a line. Is that a third line you towed into the playoffs?
No.
Is that a
one guy is? No, you know what? Third line Cooley. A third line center would be good. A depth center. I don't think
Adam Henrique.
Johnny Rod Hockey is not the answer.
Broadway Brodzinski?
Broadway Brodzinski is not an NHL player. Just not. I believe Matt Dumba is black as well.
I believe he is.
I don't know why that stream of consciousness is still with me.
Is that what they call a non?
I don't think Matt Dumba sucks. I mean, I haven't watched him recently. He's always been pretty decent. Not that I'm too plugged into Minnesota Wild hockey. So Trevor Zegras, he's one of those flashy players we'd be disgusted with in a second.
By the way, speaking of low bottom line forwards, the Rangers bid farewell to Nick Bonino.
You know, Nick.
Taking away one of our favorite sound clips before it ever got warmed up.
Listen, he outlived his usefulness. The play was sagging in the few games. I mean, he helped. Thank you for your service. Maybe his last team out. The Devils should pick him up. I don't know.
Still would have offered him a deal to be the faceoff coach.
Well, we got Pekka.
Could it hurt to have two coaches teaching these guys face-offs?
Well, we got the resources. Speaking of which, have you heard this rumor? This rumor has about Dolan.
About the draft?
Yeah.
It's not true. It's already been refuted by the great dancing Larry Brooks.
Oh, Larry, by the way, hi.
Right. Hi, Larry.
Well, wasn't this reported by Darren Drager? Aren't these guys in Canada supposed to be
Oh, I don't know. Was it originally all I know? I didn't hear about it. I didn't even hear about it until Brooks was refuting it.
Yeah, it was somebody from TSN reported that the Rangers aren't going to trade their number 1 pick because the draft is being held in Vegas this year. James Dolan owns the Sphere. I think U2 has a residency there now or did. This big, the hoi polloi, as my partner would say. They all congregate there for these high-priced events, and they're going to have the draft there. And because he wants to have a draft pick for his organization to announce at his place, the Rangers are not going to be parting with a number 1 draft pick, which I think is so ridiculously stupid. Look, here it is. Yeah, Drager said it yesterday. Michael DeCiccio.
But there are some complications that might get in the way.
Yeah, including their first-round pick in 2024. And you're right, the New York Rangers would like to add a forward. I'm told that they did make an offer on Elias Lindholm, formerly of the Calgary Flames, now the Vancouver Canucks, but that offer clearly wasn't accepted. James Dolan, the owner of the New York Rangers, wants to protect the 2024 first-round pick so that the Rangers can be part of the spotlight at the draft in the Sphere, because Dolan is also the owner of the Sphere in Vegas. Doesn't mean that GM Chris Drury can't use another first-round pick, maybe in 2025, or acquire one, but the Rangers want to be part of the spectacle in Vegas.
Oh, they're a spectacle, all right.
I got to be honest. I like Drager, and obviously he is tuned in, but that just makes no sense to me. Who fucking cares if the Rangers are in the spotlight at the Sphere in Las Vegas?
It's not like they're going to have the number 1 pick.
You know how you get the spotlight? You win the fucking cup. That's how you get the spotlight.
And you hosted at MSG.
Right. Right. I'm not buying that. I don't know where Drager got that from.
You going with Larry on this?
What's that?
You're going with Larry on this then?
I'm just if Larry says it's, I don't know if I'm going with Larry. I'm just not buying the story.
Why would he say it? I don't. Well, I mean,
it doesn't make sense. Not even in the world of James Dolan does this make sense. Does he really? I mean, did he really think? I mean, come on. Is he that stupid to really think that the Rangers with the 20th pick in the first round will have the spotlight at the MS? It just seems so bizarre.
Yeah, that is far-fetched.
It seems bizarre. I mean, if they were a lottery pick, if this were a really bad team, not just mediocre bad, but really bad,
like
and had a
Charles
lottery chance, right, and had a chance at a lottery pick, maybe I could understand it a little more. I'd still think it was stupid, but I don't know.
I could see if you wanted to make a spectacle, trading the pick at the draft, maybe.
I mean, who's gonna care?
Who watches that fucking fakakta draft after the first 10 people anyway?
Right. After pick 10, 99% of people who watch hockey have never heard of anybody picked after 10. Unless you grew up in their hometown. Oh, I know that guy. His father's my hardware salesman. His aunt's cousin plows my driveway in December. I know that guy.
Well, didn't Larry come out with an article a couple weeks ago about the Rangers trading draft picks? And what about coveting your draft picks? Remember, he was all up in arms that the fans wanted to trade picks for play. First of all, anybody we draft is going to stink. All right? Like I said, I have no faith in anybody we draft.
Yeah, his argument was that for years, fans have said, we got to develop the youth, and now they want to trade the draft picks.
Speaking
we got
of
three
which,
forwards on this team under the age of 30. So I don't know where the rebuild went. I'm still wondering that.
speaking of which, we're at our anniversary today.
Oh yeah, that was today. Yeah,
6 years, right?
yeah, because I think we did a show the day of the letter. I think we went on the air, and I saw something about it come up on my in my memory.
Now, everybody's poo-pooing the letter. They're saying, "Oh, that rebuild didn't work on that whole thing." Well, it did.
How did that go? Can you give me that one more time?
Well, that didn't work, and that wasn't the thing. It was a disaster. Whatever they are, these people. Everything's a bitch and a moan. Like everything is so easy. First of all, they had the balls to send out a letter. Okay?
Yeah. See, 6 years ago today we did a show for the letter.
There you go.
And I posted R.I.P. New York Rangers hockey as we know it. A new era is about to begin. A new era.
Error, ERROR.
This is the kind of comedy you can expect at a viewing party, by the way.
Right. Oh, here we go. I don't know. There's two coasters in this chat room tonight. Coaster, you doing double duty on both two comps? Anyway, I mean, don't you think that letter, things are more complicated why that didn't end up in total?
Oh, he's commenting on Twitch and YouTube.
Oh, that's what he's doing.
That's all right. He's bolstering our Twitch viewership.
Nice. I mean, let's
From 1 to 2.
First of all, they fired JD and Gorton, the architects of this. What, 2 years after?
Right.
Whatever, 3 years after?
For the GM, everybody had to have.
Yes. Why? Why did they fire them? Because Tom Wilson ragged Pavel Buchnevich and Artemi Panarin. And immediately we had to go out and get Ryan Reeves,
right,
who fought nobody. So I mean, we did suffer under Quinn, and I guess everybody suffers under David Quinn now. The Sharks are not doing too well, but he doesn't have a lot of horses over there. Anyway, I feel like there was a lot of extenuating circumstances.
I still think David Quinn gets a bum rap, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, I concur with you on that. I mean, you know,
I don't know how any coach with a team full of 19-year-olds was supposed to succeed under those circumstances that they went through. But whatever, it's over and done with.
I think the core problem is in the development of these guys, the younger guys. Something happened along the way. I don't know, but it's in the past. It's dead and gone, as JD used to say.
Everybody bypasses Hartford except for Brennan Othman.
Yes, Panarin.
Everybody's
a lot of
fast track.
times. He only had 90 points every season. Awfully, he disappeared. It's his playoff performances that have always been under scrutiny. Patrick Waz Isles are up 1-0 on Tampa Bay.
Fantastic.
So I don't know. I don't want to. I'm looking forward. You know, and I'm looking forward to the future.
Alpha and Capo Caco were on eggshells under DQ, and now they're flourishing. Yes, he was holding them back.
Yes.
Stop it.
Stop.
Oh,
that's right. Okay. That's right, Alpha. Yeah, I'm sorry. I jumped on you too. I jumped on you too early. He was with Tucker Carlson and being
Lafreniere would only have 12 goals if David Quinn was still the coach.
Look at Costa.
Capo
You deserve no accounts for that that comment.
Right. Now you need to jump out on Facebook, Costa.
MySpace. Banned on MySpace. All right. What else are we covering here tonight? We got on the Mika. We hung him on the cross enough, or no? Where is he?
I don't think we really hung him on the cross. I think we're just.
I mean, he'll have his time. The Rangers are still doing well. I mean, I'm getting a little perturbed with everybody sucks on this team. The result is otherwise. We're coming off with 2 wins against 2 good teams. Isn't this what?
2 feel-good wins, as I've been calling them.
Yeah.
Feel-good wins.
I mean, aren't we supposed to be? I don't know. We always. Oh, well, they beat San Jose. They're supposed to beat San Jose. Well, they beat Colorado and Tampa Bay. I mean, they've handled the Bruins pretty good this year, I thought. I mean, there's some teams out in the West that are super dangerous, but
yeah, the West is loaded.
Yeah, the West is loaded. The East is kind of,
the East is wide open.
Yep.
Which is kind of the flip side of, I don't know if one player fixes them, but maybe in the East, maybe it does. I don't know. But well, I'll tell you, I'd sign up for Colorado Rangers Cup Finals, but boy, I sure would like a little more ammunition.
Yeah, they got to make some moves. I mean, we all know this. This is not some secret. The Rangers need to make some moves. Mark Brown saying that Jed Ortmeyer and Tanner Glass are heads of player development.
Oh, and what a fine job they're doing. Heck of a job, Brownie.
They couldn't develop their own careers. Why are they in charge of other people's careers? You know what I'm saying? They never elevated their play unless it was from minor league or to fringe NHLer. At least Tanner Glass could fight. Jed Ortmeyer, might as well. Here's something I didn't bring up last week. Now, I know you didn't watch any of this All-Star thing.
Oh, couldn't be bothered.
Who watched the skills competition? Did anybody watch this besides me? I had a bone to pick with Nikita Kucherov. He didn't try in any event.
I did see that.
What do you think of that? Why? You had a chance to win money. I mean, what does
these guys don't need money. What do these guys need with money?
I know he makes $9 million, but how about another $1 million? I care. He could have donated to charity.
Give it to the Garden of Dreams.
No, I don't give it to that.
Give it to Eddie's kids for the Labor Day telethon. Eddie's kids.
No. Give it to the Human Fund.
Eddie hosting live from the from the Sands in Las Vegas.
I don't know. I mean, but I care because this is supposed to be like a dream come true for these players. They picked him. He made the top 12 or whatever. If you're a Lightning fan, you're probably rooting for him. And he goes out there and he acts like a lazy bum.
And he half-asses it. I saw the video of that.
I mean, I couldn't believe I'm watching it, and the fans are booing him. He's getting booed at the All-Star game.
Good.
What are the skills?
Yeah. You spent your hard-earned money going to that scam. That's what you get.
It's just, I think it's a Russian mentality. I really don't. I think it is. I don't want to go into generalizations, but I've seen a lot of it. They think different from us. I don't know. They're thinking about the vodka. Maybe he was drunk.
Thinking about Putin.
Maybe Putin's got a Putin tax. If he wins, he's got to pay some money to Putin. You're representing your team out there. You're wearing the Tampa jersey and you're going out there and lollygag. And I'm sorry, this got my craw, so to speak.
What are you going to do? Right. I don't know. Speaking of Russians, that Sergachev injury, boy, that was you know it's bad when I mean the Garden was quiet. I mean
you could hear a pin drop.
And usually, it doesn't get like that very often for opposing
Only the
players.
First 10 minutes of every game, if the Rangers don't score, it's like that quiet.
But yeah, that was scary. Then they go to commercial, and by the time the commercial was done, there were like 5 guys in suits on the ice. I'm like, who are all these guys in suits? was it one of them, the corridor or something? And the stretcher's out on the ice.
Oh, when they bring the stretcher, you know it's serious because most
When
hockey
they bring
players,
the stretcher that fast.
yeah, he was crying, man.
Yeah.
He must have been in such fucking pain. Remember when Sammy Blay got hurt that one time too?
Yeah, and you heard him scream?
Yeah.
You could hear him scream?
That's so awful. I mean, I don't have empathy for anybody, and I found empathy for that.
Yeah, it was rough. And I think it was Brett Anderson said in the chat earlier, the fractured tibia, fibula?
Two fractures.
Two fractures?
Costa, did you break your tibia?
Tibia, fibula? Costa did it going down the stairs at a viewing party.
No, he did it on a stool.
On a stool.
We had to take him out. No stretcher for him.
No stretcher. Helen Yoon carried him down the stairs.
Tibia, fibia. It's 1-1. That lazy Russian Kucherov has scored.
Yeah.
For Tampa.
See, he was saving it for the Islander game.
The guy's great. I mean, he's one of the best players in the league. That's why I'm like, I don't know, man.
Islanders 3-5-2 in their last 10. Patrick Waugh making a difference.
Yes. You can't, I don't know. What do they say? You can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear.
Sow's ear.
Yeah,
they are a sow's ear.
Oh, my God. They started the youth movement a couple weeks ago. They released Zach Parisi, and he got picked up.
Yeah.
So that.
Who then wound up with Colorado, right?
Right, yeah.
Talk about hitting the lottery.
Yeah.
Right? Talk about hitting the lottery.
Yeah, that was very disturbing to watch. And hey, listen, Lafreniere
doing a show.
Made a nice check.
You want to say hi? Hi. Say hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing good. Are you eating the soup I sent you?
Yep.
Okay, chicken soup, it's good.
All right, I'll call you after the show.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Yeah, that's brutal. They didn't show the replay because it was so brutal.
They showed it once, I think.
Once, but they wouldn't show it. Between periods, they're like, we're not going to show it to you again.
That's fine. I didn't need to see that more than once.
No. I felt so bad for him because he gave a little wave to the Ranger fans for.
He did. Yeah. Is it me? Or the older you get, the less you want to watch those injuries.
You're right. Like when the Joe Theismann, I watched that back and forth.
Probably watched that 100 times. Can they show it again? Show it again. Oh my God, show it again.
Now I don't want to. I think because you get more fragile. You get more fragile as you get older, and I don't want to see that shit.
Now I think if I was watching a TV show and they said we're going to show you the Joe Theismann injury, I think I'd turn away.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was brutal. But the Rangers, I think, played two opponents, and they played what I consider playoff type hockey. I mean, there was a little bit more room in the Colorado game, but that game there wasn't a lot of room. And what did it? Hagel got the first goal. Hagel.
Yes, Hagel scored their only goal. Rangers were 50-50 on faceoffs last night after dominating Colorado on faceoffs and dominating Ottawa on faceoffs. But Tampa, I think Tampa is one of the top faceoff teams in the league. So to come out 50-50 against them is not shabby at all.
I'm looking up something here I want to share with you guys. This has got to be a
face-off percentage.
This is not.
Vinny Trocheck is still 61.7% on face-offs. Mika Zibanejad is 51.3% on face-offs.
I'm almost there.
Blake Wheeler, 63% on faceoffs.
Blake Wheeler.
Maybe he should be the third line center.
Who? Blake Wheeler?
Blake Wheeler.
I don't know.
Like Wheeler.
It always makes me laugh. Let me just. I don't think I have the subscription for this, so I can't read. Did you guys see anything about the most hated players? Oh yeah, I got it here. I think.
Oh, the thing from the Athletic.
Yes.
The poll they did. Yeah, I did.
Okay. Well, number one was not who you think it would be. And I haven't seen the guy who won number one. I haven't seen. I know he's been in the news recently with some suspensions and some disciplinary action. But what do you guys think is the number one hated player? I when I saw it, I was like, Keandre Miller. No, I was like, it's got to be Brad Marchand. There you go. Paul Gaduzzi gets it. Nick Cousins.
Yeah, it was Nick Cousins
of the Panthers.
I didn't want to say because I read the article.
Oh, okay. And I think Marchand was second.
Yeah, but the article lost all credibility with me when it said that Wes McCauley's the best ref in the league.
Oh boy,
he's the worst. So overrated. All flash.
All flash. He's like Kerry Frazier.
Justin St. Pierre was rated the worst ref in the game, and he is terrible too. But Wes McCauley is so overrated.
How about Shandar Alfonso as the lineman, or whatever his name was, Shandar the magician? I don't know if he's still in the league, but I don't know. If you let me poll the people listening.
Favorite road city to play in, by the way, obviously was Vegas, but New York was second. Least favorite was Tempe. Players just ripped that building, by the way, that college building that they're playing in. And
we got a Yoke fan in here.
Boston was also ranked one of the worst, least favorite cities to play in.
What's he going to drink a fight and be involved in some racism? What's good for Boston anyway?
Best jersey in the league was the Chicago Blackhawks. All the original 6 were the top 6 jerseys in the league.
Wow. Let me ask you, and I want to poll the people watching, the people in the chat room. Feel free, if you're watching this, to scream at your phone out loud. Who is your most hated player in the league right now? Who is the guy that gets you?
I
mean, a lot of. Maybe from the rank. Maybe we'll keep it within the Ranger. A guy you just hate when they play them. Is it Tom Wilson?
He's one of them. He might, maybe.
Brad Marchand, does he annoy you? Sydney?
See,
JG Peugeot is a good one.
But Jonathan Marchand, so.
Oh God! Thank God we don't play him.
If I never see him again, it'd be too soon. Or
how about that other guy?
How about Joel Skinner?
Jeff Skinner.
Jeff Skinner, excuse me. Jeff Skinner.
He's another one.
Was Joel Skinner, was he a catcher for the Yankees?
Yeah, he was.
Where I got Joel Skinner from? There's an old reference. Joel Skinner.
Which took Matthew or Brady? Because Matthew made the
Brady. Joel Skinner, former catcher, first baseman, I think.
Sebastian Aho, were you there with me in Raleigh last year?
Which one?
Dustin Brown, oh yes. Well, that Justin Richards guy, wasn't it? Justin Williams. Justin another guy killed the Rangers when it counted.
How about Akira Schmid?
Akira Schmid. Sebastian Aho, he bothered. Why does he? I feel like he's okay. Brett Pesci or Joe. I don't know which one. I don't know. We don't really play. How about on the Islanders? I'm trying to think. There's a host of Islanders I don't like.
Brendan Gallagher is another one.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a cheap shot artist.
Another guy that kills us.
Dougie Hamilton. I don't know. I guess I hate all the Islanders and Devils. Oh, I hope. Hurt Fox. Yeah, Matt Martin.
Claude Giroux.
Claude Giroux really has really been a thorn in the Rangers' side when he was with Philadelphia. Talk about a face-off maven. That guy is great on face-offs. Well, mail in your answers. WOR-TV.
Care of the Bill Chadwick Show.
Care of the Bill Chadwick Show. Yep. Radko Gudas. There's another one.
Yeah, there's another. That's a good one.
That guy's a douchebag.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. You're out trash. Oh, Gio. I was down there in Raleigh with the girls with the Aho jerseys. Who? I never heard of this guy. Who is he?
You don't know who he is. You don't know hockey.
All right. So
I know the Rangers don't see him very much. Max Domi.
I don't get it. Why don't you? Trent Frederick. He's another one of those assholes. Why do you think Max Domi?
Just the face, the punchable face. Punchable face aspect to put you high on the list. Kyle Okposo, punchable face.
Would you say Vinny Trocheck has a punchable face?
Oh, not to me.
No, I mean,
No, not really. He's just
that smiling, that
smiling, the big mustache. No, he's all right. I don't think so.
All right. But he does get under people's skin, though.
Love it.
Corey Pelly.
If I were looking at our team and looking for a punchable face, and this is if I wasn't a Ranger fan, and you're saying who's got the most punchable face on the Rangers, I'd probably have to go with Trouba.
Really?
There's something, he's got like a smirk about him all the time that I could see if you didn't root for the Rangers, where it would really irritate you. He's always got a look on his face that's kind of like half smirk, half smug. There's a little arrogance to it. I don't know how to, but yeah, I would probably, if I wasn't a Ranger fan, he would probably be high on the list.
I think Trocheck would get through with the smiling all the time. Like he'll be chirping and smiling.
Right.
So Benajad, who is this long-haired freak? I want to beat him up. What do you think you are? A DJ? And he'll say yes.
As a matter of fact.
As a matter of fact, I am a DJ. All that shit I love. Matt Barzal has scored.
Money can't buy happiness.
That's right. Well, I guess that's all I got, Robin. I'm trying to think. I had one other thing that was on my mind, but it must be not that important.
By the way, Winnipeg was voted the least favorite road city to play in.
Winnipeg. Pat Foley did that bit. We're not going to Winnipeg, are we? Close down the streets at 8 p.m. I don't know. I'm trying to think. No, I think that's
after on the best jersey in the league vote, after all the original 6 teams. By the way, the Rangers were third in favorite jersey. The Kraken were the favorite jersey of the non-original 6.
Wow. I don't really dig that one.
You don't like Kraken jerseys?
No, I'm not into the teal and the whole thing.
I love their road jerseys. Their home jerseys are okay, but their road jersey, just the white, it's very clean looking.
All right, I'll check that out. Oh, this is what I want to bring up. Now, we lost out on 2 guys that were being targeted by the Rangers, right?
Yes.
We lost out on the great Sean Monahan, right?
And Paul Coffey.
And we also lost out on, what's his name? Lindholm.
I still remember when Paul Coffey was traded to Pittsburgh, right? And somebody asked Phil Esposito if the Rangers had talked to Edmonton about trading for Paul Coffey. And Espo said, yes, but Edmonton wanted too much. And I remember saying to a friend of mine who was a Rangers fan, how much is too much for Paul Coffey? Like, what wouldn't you pay?
Right.
Really, the Rangers at the time, what would you not have paid for Paul Coffey?
You could probably have, like, offensively, like the top three defensemen of all time. But, I don't want to part with Dave Silk, or whatever.
I'm not giving up Deb Lois.
Yeah. Mike Rogers cannot leave this team. Well, that's what I was going to address. Don't you think the Rangers kind of dodged a bullet? I felt like both those teams overpaid for those guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's, early when you're this far ahead of the trade deadline, you're tending to overpay. You're hoping to, at least I think the thinking is you try and wait as long as you can. It's about pulling the trigger at the right time where you don't pay too much and you don't miss out on the guy you want.
Say the Rangers stand pat. Don't do anything, really.
A distinct possibility.
Okay, so that happens. How do you think this fan base is going to react?
I think this fan base will react the same as it would if they overpaid for somebody. If they go out and get 4 players. Unless it's McDavid, McKinnon, Matthews,
Leon Draisaitl,
and Nylander, this fan base will be unhappy no matter what they do. We overpaid for Vetrano, a 4th-round pick in 2026. Don't they know how valuable that is?
Yes. I had Marcus Eisenberg on my list. Whatever, I just made up a name. But,
How could they trade Anton Bleed? He's a 96 in my NHL game. He's going to get better. No, we don't want Nylander on our team.
No, he's a diva.
I don't give a shit. So let him wear a dress on the ice.
Yeah, let him sing his...
Who cares?
Yeah. He can sing an aria at center ice. I could give a shit.
Right.
You want the perfect people in here? Look what the perfect people have brought us. Shit.
25 goals, 40 assists. We don't need that.
Nah.
He's a diva. He might ask for green M&Ms only in the locker room. He might want the crusts cut off his peanut butter and jelly. He's a diva.
Meanwhile, we got to go through these retreads, Vetrano and Tarasenko. They already been here once. But I do think they would be improvement.
Let's give Johnny Brodzinski another 15 minutes a night.
I don't know. The coach has got an infatuation with him.
Shit.
So that's the story, Morning Glory for me. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I don't got much else.
I'm going to go pack for my weekend sojourn.
Yeah, well, I hope you have a great time down there imbibing the libations.
Looking forward to it. 72 degrees on Saturday in Conway, South Carolina.
I think it's supposed to be warm this weekend too.
Yeah, and then snow.
Not that warm.
Not that warm.
Yeah.
Blackhawks tomorrow night, then home next week for Calgary, as Bernie Nichols referred to them, and the Montreal Canadiens next Thursday at the Garden, and then it's off to Giant Stadium for a game against the New York Islanders.
Oh boy!
Then a couple
Get
of
hot chocolates. I hope anybody going to the game, please.
Bundle
Don't. I do know one guy he's going to be in a suite. I wonder how that's going to be. I just don't. The two, I think, the 1 or 2 outdoor games, and I just couldn't see shit.
I will enjoy it from the comfort of my couch. Thank you.
Okay. All right, my friends, Ranger fans. I hope we bitched enough for you guys. Well, some of you. I know you came into the show and thought that we would come in and talk about Mika right away, but there's a lot of things to go over. And listen, look at the bright side. We're in first place in his division.
That's right.
And we beat won 3 in a row, right? And 2 good teams. So come on.
6-3-1 in their last 10.
Oh, look at she's putting this positive spin on it. I like it. So let's not to be too grouchy until they lose to Chicago. And then we'll be like, Igor stinks. Quick, just thought to trade Igor. Oh, I don't think it. Yeah. You're right, Paul. We effing love you. All right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Thanks for everybody for being here. Podcast to be available tomorrow. Rangers tomorrow night in Chicago, 8:30. We love you. Eddie, always a pleasure.
Great seeing you, Jim. Great talking to you.
Same here.
And
we'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to sign up for Patreon. Viewing party 2 weeks from Saturday.
Get ready.
Or be Cutter.
Take care, everybody.
Take care. Thanks again. Good night, everybody.